Hello and welcome to the Context Needed podcast. My name's Kyle. Got a very funny speech impediment today and I'll explain why later. We're joined with Banana Man, Trash Man who likes to deep throat, Ryan.
Hello.
And Penis Foregrip Shooting Shooty Ollie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it for Ryan. It's a special foregrip.
It's a special
for when you're gone, but you really want to love your gun.
Honestly, if I turned up to airsoft, they'd love me. Everyone would be like, "Holy shit! This is literally the dog's bollocks."
No, I prefer the bollocks one you made.
Next one. I still have that somewhere. Where is it? Somewhere.
So for everyone that doesn't follow Ollie on his Instagram, Captain Crack Shooting Shack, is it?
Captain Crack's Shooting Shack.
He's been 3D printing foregrips for his rifle, and he has a scrotum, a penis, and I'm not sure what else he has.
He's
made a ball sack.
He's got these nuts.
I can't find it. I'd show you, but I don't know where it's gone.
Well, gentlemen, I brought you here today because we've got a very important subject to speak about. What I'm here to talk about is anime.
Oh,
my
there
balls.
goes Lassie. I've got a feeling that's my milkshake that brings all the boys to the yard.
My milkshake.
And damn right, it's better than yours.
Before we move on to the subject at hand, which for some reason today is anime titties, I'll explain why I sound so different. I had a tooth out and I have they call it a secret wisdom tooth, which is consistently rubbing on the back of my tongue, and it's absolute agony when I move my tongue. So that's why I sound very weird at the moment.
It's not a secret anymore.
No, it's not a secret.
It was a secret, but now
it was a secret wisdom tooth. Now it's just an asshole wisdom tooth. And I wish they would have just took that out as well at the same time. To be fair, like, just briefly talk about the dentist, because I know we kind of avoided it anyway.
Yeah.
It was the quickest dentist trip I've ever done.
Really?
Yeah. I was in there for 22 minutes at most. And that was with a tooth extraction.
As in,
because they're not
minutes in and out.
Yeah.
I guess it's COVID as well.
Because they're not doing they're not doing like all their things.
No, they didn't do any. They didn't do like a checkup or anything. It literally was, "What are you here for?" Explained what I'm there for. They did an X-ray on the tooth. It was like, "Oh yeah, so you've got a filling there, and that's fine." But the cabbage just went, "Nah, fuck it," and carried on going anyway, all the way down to the nerve. So it was like, "Yeah, you can either have a root canal or removal." It's like, removal.
Yeah,
just fucking get rid of it.
So why would I mess around with a root canal on my one tooth? My milkshakes are here.
You talk about that, like you talk about appointments and stuff. I think it was like my dad was saying this morning. One of his friends went a vaccination in Derby at the velodrome they built. It just looks like a big yellow bathtub. He said that was the best experience he's ever had, like with going to get like a jab or anything, like, because it was just a case of you get there, they tell you where you got to go, you get in, you get done, you get out. And I was like, that's good to hear.
That's how it should be.
Yeah,
that's that kind to be.
That's what I want to hear, especially at the moment, because I just want to go outside again properly.
The thing is, I'm actually really loving the way that things are being done with the COVID, and I wish it would continue that way. Like, how quick it is to like go to the dentist at the minute, where it literally is, you turn up, they let you in, you let them know what you're there for, like your names, they sign you in. I was sat in the reception for like maybe a minute, 2 minutes at most, and then went straight through. He did the job, I paid, I left. No messing around, and I want that just in general.
see, my dentist's like that anyway. Like, my dentist is just fast. Like, gets in there, is like, he goes, hi, he like little bit of chit chat, boom, bish bash bosh, does his checkup, gives you a clean every time. You go out, you pay, you're gone. You book your next appointment. simple as like, and it's only about half an hour, maybe 40 minutes if you come early and you're waiting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I went to the dentist. I've been to see a hygienist, but not a dentist.
Yeah.
The problem in everyday life when we go to an appointment is kids. Because the old people just want to have a chat, talk, because they don't see nobody else, which is fair enough. And the kids just fucking run everywhere and do everyone's head in. And their parents are fucking like, oh, it's all right.
One thing that really annoys me, you go into like the elderly people, like, I mean, fair enough, like, we all need to go to the doctors, we all need to go to the dentist, whatever. What bothers me is when I was trying to get appointments at the doctors when I was working in my old place, I was suffering with really bad headaches. Like, I had a headache for like 2 months straight. It just didn't shift. And trying to book an appointment, it's like, oh yeah, we've got 12 o'clock. I work full time. How am I going to go to a 12 o'clock appointment? Oh, well, that's all we've got. And you turn up, and then when you finally get an appointment at like 5 o'clock, it's like full of old people. It's like, well, why don't you just make it so that all the old people get the middle of the day ones, and then leave all the beginning of the day and end of the day ones for full-time workers?
Because the old people are a pain in the ass.
It's like,
that's how they book them.
It's like I remember talking to a guy who had a massive rant about old people. he went like full on like both barrels annoyed at old people, and he was complaining about them. He was complaining about them in shops. It's like, you're fucking retired and you decide to go shopping on a Saturday. What the fuck is wrong with you? You have all the time in the world to go shopping, yet you want to shop on the one fucking day I can go shopping. Fuck off.
See, you say that, but I totally agree with that. Fucking does my head in. And the thing is it's not even that they just go, because like I go in the weekdays as well. It's not even the case that they just go in on the Saturdays. They're always fucking there. They're never not in the fucking shops, man. I come out a day off and I'm like, oh, bish bash bosh, I'll be able to go to Asda and it'll be fucking empty. No, they're always there.
They're always waiting. They're always at the milk aisle checking the dates.
And there's me, like drifting around them because I'm like fucking in my 86. Fucking irritating.
What gets me is when you're trying to walk down an aisle and they're walking right. It's quite a narrow aisle, and they'll be walking down the middle, like just kind of looking around in a daze, and you're just trying to get around them. So you'll go to the right to go around them, and they just don't move. And you just get more and more irritated the longer it takes you to just walk around them.
And you start to get to the point where you start thinking, would it be really bad of me if I punched them in the back of the head right now?
Move! You'd actually just kill them. Fuck off!
Did I say my story on the podcast about the guy with the trolley before?
No, you haven't.
I need to hear this.
So I think
Here we go. Here's our topic. It's old people irritating us.
No, I know I've
I'm a wanted fugitive.
I know I've told it in the Discord when we was talking just in general, but I don't know if you were there. Ollie. Basically, I'm surprised I'm not banned from my local Tesco, the amount of shit I've gotten up to there sometimes, but I'd gone in and it was literally like, I usually just go up and down the aisles. Even if I'm only there for a certain thing, I'll do up and down the aisles. One, just to get some steps in, and two, just in case I see something where it's like, oh, I actually need that, and I forgot to write it down. So I was doing that, and as I get to one point, a guy's left his trolley across the aisle. Not alongside what he's looking at, across the aisle, blocking me. So, first time, asked him nicely, oh, excuse me, can you move your trolley? Oh, it moves out of the way. Now, it turns out at this point, we're doing opposite on the lanes. So we're constantly seeing each other. So he's looking at his first bit. I ask him to move. I move past him and I see something I need. So I'm picking up and looking at that. We then go on to the next aisle. He does it again.
Oh, God.
So I asked a second time, nicely, excuse me, can you move your trolley? Does. Carry on. And then the next aisle happens.
Does it again.
And he does it again. So this time I go, mate, this is the third time I've had to ask you now. Can you stop leaving your trolley this way? Because you're just blocking it for everyone. Oh, moves out of the way. Goes to the next aisle. He fucking does it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
It was at this point I was done. I literally said to him, "Move your trolley in my way one more time, and I'll kick it to the other end of the store." He went, I went, "I will kick it to the other end of the store. Move your fucking trolley." He moved it out of the way. He started doing all the grumbling kind of thing as people do. Went round to the next aisle.
Say it to my face, bitch.
He'd fucking done it again.
Oh, God.
He's like full goofy energy, just like, I'll fucking do it again.
I literally just I literally walked up and I didn't kick it, but you know when you put your foot on something and then just push it with your entire leg? Did that. And this was the one trolley in the entirety of Tesco's that had good wheels all the way around. And he went all the way down the aisle, all the way to the tills. And he looked and started trying to have a go, and I literally just looked him dead in the eye and went, "I fucking warned you," and walked off.
I told you this would happen.
I told you, bitch. Oh,
God,
that is beautiful. That's beautiful.
I feel like just ramming the trolley out of the way with yours, full Mad Max.
I'd have been like,
I had a basket.
I'd have been like, "You're gonna need both your hips replacing after I'm done with you, old man." Fucking ram him with the fucking wheels.
The thing that was annoying, this guy wasn't even an old dude. He was like middle-aged.
Just being an arsehole.
Probably a nonce, to be honest. He probably drives a Corsa, mate.
Yeah. You destroyed his child trap.
Those were the sweeties he was buying for his 16-year-old girlfriend!
It was just full of My Little Pony toys and sweets.
Fucking brat stoles and shit like that.
Cigarettes in WKD.
Oh, fucking battery acid WKD.
Thing is, that's probably a bit of a dated reference at this point, because probably teenage girls don't drink WKD anymore.
What do they drink? Wait, this is going to be the weirdest Google search ever.
What do teenage girls drink?
The thing is,
I'm not searching that. I'm not searching that.
No, don't.
Right,
You'll be on a
ask,
list like
you
that.
Ask, what do
They'll
teenage girls
be like,
drink?
wait.
You ask, what do teenage girls drink? And I'm there like, I'm nearly fucking 30. How the fuck would I know what teenage girls drink?
The thing is, though, if I searched that, like the FBI, like they'd see my name come up. They're like, quickly.
FBI, open up.
They'd see my name pop up. Then they'd be like, quickly.
One step, it's more
Check what car he's registered with. Sir, it's not a Corsa.
Maybe it's a false alarm.
It's not a Corsa, it's an Astra. It is a VR.
Oh my god, they're evolving.
This isn't even my final form.
His final form. What would the final form be?
A Zafira, so he get multiple in the car.
Oh my god!
It has to be the Zavira VXR though, with a shit modded exhaust.
Now, you rag on this Zafira, but that's actually like the one car, like I can remember from Top Gear, that Jeremy Clarkson actually said was a good people carrier, because the only reason it was better than other people carriers is because the back seats actually like went into the floor, like, you know, the extra ones in the boot.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other ones, you had to take the back seats out and like put them in your garage and shit. So you couldn't just like pop them up and down. It was literally the best people carrier. That's all I'm saying.
But
that's what makes it. That's what makes it a great nonce car.
Being the best people carrier is about as commendable as being the best STD.
It's great. It's great. So he gets them all in his car alive, and he legally drives them to his little nonce Emporium. And when he has to get rid of the bodies, needs to get rid of the bodies, he just smacks those seats down into the floor, lobs them in, and goes buries them up in the moors.
Where the fuck did you come up with Nonce Emporium? Are you fucking real?
That's the bit that bothered you?
It just came to mind.
Emporium.
It's what I expect if I was to get picked up by a boy in a 19-year-old in a Corsa. When he took me home, that's what I'd expect to see. That's all I'm saying.
It's
just a Nonce Emporium.
I used to see that shit all the time working at McDonald's.
Oh yeah, it's fucking weird.
You allowed that to happen, bastard. You're part of the problem.
Was it our parking lot? Yeah, was it our parking lot?
What's his responsibility in this situation?
He's like, have you seen
here's your Big Mac, and you shouldn't put your dick in her. She's underage. Bye.
Yeah. Have you seen that trailer? That it's that video, and it's the kids at school, and it's like they're like, oh, we had this cool party yesterday, bro, and you should have come, but there was this guy, and he was just getting all over this girl, and he's like, wait. And everybody freeze frames except for him. And he's like, don't allow this to happen. It's like, yo, what the fuck is he meant to do when he's not got the power of freezing time?
He walks off, but his mate's still like frozen as well.
And he was forever there, frozen, thinking about what he hadn't done.
It's just when he just goes, whoa. And everything just stops. It's so bad.
He's just activated fucking stand.
The world,
oh god.
The thing is, like, what you didn't see is you didn't see the mega cut of it, where 10 seconds later you're just hearing the distance. Roda, rola,
Honestly, it was fucking gold dust, bro. Absolute gold dust.
The thing, there's loads of adverts like that where I completely understand why they're making the adverts for the whole, like, we have to also be held accountable for our friends acting in that way. Which is
Give me a gun. I'll do it.
Which is true. We should.
Give me a fucking pistol. Fucking sort it out. Kneecap the bastards.
Because if you see your friend acting in that way, you should be the one telling them, dude.
You should freeze time.
You should freeze time and tell them. You should freeze time and vent to the camera that appears.
Whoa. Don't allow this to happen.
But every single one of those adverts I've seen, because there's loads in America, and I think there's been a few in the UK, they're always just really fucking funny and stupid.
It's cheesy. It's like it's like that meme where it's like, "Hell, hi, fellow kids."
Hello, fellow kids.
It's literally that. It's literally
Hello,
that.
fellow kids.
Kids.
You know when you're skateboarding and then your buddy does something to a girl without her consent? That's not Netflix and chill, yo.
You know for a fact that would say something like that.
Yeah, it's awful. Awful.
Oh boys.
What
have you done?
Talking of bad ideas.
Oh god, what the bad idea you got now?
I've got the Tinder loaded up and it's
god.
Orange.
So Ryan does this thing.
Orange.
I'll explain to the podcast from the perspective I've seen of Ryan over the past maybe 2 years, year and a half. He gets Tinder. Uses it for about 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, but it's not even that.
No. Let me explain. Complains about it for those 3 to 4 weeks. Just tries anything he can, but then refuses to like people on it, and then uninstalls it, complaining about it. Then, 2 to 3 months later, he re-downloads it, resets up his profile,
Stop calling me
and
out!
then repeats ad nauseum.
Cycle continues.
Honest to God, you guys missed out on the fucking just absolute fucking. Me and George were constantly laughing because we just send each other profiles because we get it. I max out the age limit, so I'm like 18 to 100 plus. I'm looking for all those spicy memes. Can you remember the one I was on about where she's like, 40 and a ball. I've got a partner I've been with for 10 years, but I'm bored, and she'd spelt bored like cardboard.
It was so.
Was she a cardboard cutout? But
that was the funniest one.
I am bored.
Honestly, she was so dog as well. I was just like, who loads up this app, looks at this woman who's literally telling them that she's cheating on her current boyfriend? She's like, I mean, it's like I've.
You never know. She might not be. She might not be cheating. He just might not like cardboard anymore. He might want human flesh.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's had too many paper cuts.
Ooh,
I'm bleeding. I'm bleeding internally.
I'm bleeding out, boys.
So all right. You've called me out. Let me atone for sin. The reason I go through these stints is because I realise that Tinder is just full of people. Well, in our area specifically, Derby and is full of people who are either a very bright shade of orange or dirty bronze brown, or they're a fucking psycho. Okay? I mean, I've just found one here. Okay, doesn't look too bad. Let's read the bio. Cosplayer. Right, no problem. It's alright with me because I do dress up. Yep. Social media manager. Okay. Trainee media teacher. Okay. You've seemed to have a job. I have 180k followers on TikTok. Sorry, and this is something you're proud of?
Do you know how we was talking about don't stick your dick in underage girls?
Exactly. But apparently, they're the same ages.
TikTok is for children. You can't tell me otherwise.
I tell everyone.
This is, to be fair, actually, I've found recently, in one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, which is pretty much about the titty. One of them has shared another group, which is just titty TikTokers. And
it's a child platform.
That's what I find hilarious because it's just pure titty. Obviously, there is no nudity, but it's just like.
But it's titty.
She's in a micro bikini doing that hip sway dance, and I shouldn't be watching this, but I can't stop.
See, this is the thing. Don't get me wrong. I had TikTok for a bit, and when you find people who are of age, you find some quite good stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure you do. What makes me laugh
it's the risk.
There's someone I follow on Instagram for like the lewds and stuff like that, and she kept complaining that she was getting banned from TikTok, but then like I saw she linked to like her subreddit, and then I saw some of the stuff, and she was literally like full on nude posting and stuff like that, and then like complaining that you're getting banned. It's like you realize this is a platform with a lot of like very young teens on. Granted, it was probably like a private one. I highly doubt it was up there publicly, but still, it's like you're kind of posting sexual content on a universal platform.
It's the danger with TikTok is, I mean, I'm sure we've all seen on YouTube. It's probably popped up every now and then. There's a lot of predators on there.
A fucking shitload.
And I mean, I think I was watching a YouTube.
The thing is TikTok is like the fucking candy aisle to a fat kid for predators because it is just literally teenagers. It is children, and it's that bullshit they all get kind of taught with. They're like, "Oh, I'm just mature." No, you're fucking not. You're 12. Yeah. You're 16. He's 20 and he drives a Corsa, man.
The thing is, though, like
Corsas, bro.
A lot of them, though, like so the ones I heard about and read about and saw, which were like posted in the news and stuff, it was American mainly, and they were just.
I've seen a British one. I saw a British one.
I haven't seen a British one, but
I've seen.
Not gonna lie, I tend not to try and find that kind of stuff. It's not.
You see it.
Hi, welcome to the Nonce News Network.
Formerly known as the Nonce Emporium.
Tonight on the news, more nonces are getting locked up.
Keep off TikTok, boys.
Mate, it's
isn't there that group in America that are trying to make it legal?
They call them MAPs, minor attracted persons.
They're trying to make it like as if it's like if you're bisexual.
Yeah, they're basically trying to add themselves on to like the LGBT, etc.
The only thing they're adding themselves onto is a lot of people's fucking hit lists.
Yeah,
no, just a list.
Well, they're already on them. They're already on the list.
Yeah, they're just adding themselves to it. But yeah, that's fucked up.
Oh mate, that is some stupid. I love those videos where it's the people catching the nonsense. They'll pretend to be a 12. Oh,
I've seen
these people.
I saw some brilliant ones of that. There was one actually. Where
there's
I
one
did
around here.
There's one around.
There's always one in your area.
Yeah, but there was where I was doing all my like security training and stuff. It was in a place called Telford, and
oh god,
there was.
As in Telford by me.
Yeah, as in Telford by you. That's where I did.
Telford it's literally like the home of all like those grooming gangs as well. Yep. It's awful.
It's literally the Nonce Emporium.
When I was doing the training, one of the guys in the training was friends with one of those. What do they call them, like hunters or something, don't they? They go after the people.
Yeah, like
trying to groom them.
I can't really call it. It's just like predator hunt.
Yeah.
So he was friends with one, and he was explaining how literally like a couple of weeks back before the training, he'd got one who was like really prolific in Telford, and he'd posted the video recently, and the guy looked like a fucking mess. This fucking nonce, and he tried to defend himself like, oh well, no.
They all do.
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
What's it called?
Just go beat your meat to anime titties. It's safer.
Right. Number one, we need to bring back public stonings and hangings for nonces. Number two, I've just thought of a perfect name for people who go around catching them. They should call themselves the nonce nabbers.
Oh god.
They need to have their own personal website, which is a closed network called the Nonce Nabbers Network.
The pedo poachers. Oh.
Wasn't Chris Hansen in America? Wasn't he gonna do one on like, what was it? Was it Drake?
Drake's was the one that was going on. There was that he was a really big YouTuber, and he was just like a
Anissian. Fucking lost his
mind. I didn't, because I never followed him, but Dan used to watch him when she was younger, like back when he was like a bit more popular, and then it was kind of a case of all this stuff started coming up, and then she was following it. It was like a year or two ago now. No, apparently nothing's come of it, but it was just like, when I was hearing some of these stories, it's unbelievable, honestly.
Well, didn't he write a book or something as well?
Yeah, he's written Anissian's written a couple of books. My friend who's a YouTuber, she sits there and she just goes through all his shit, and like she does like a bit of like a commentary channel on stuff, and she just goes over all his stuff. I don't know how she's got the mental like strength to do it, because he's just fucking insane. Like he needs like serious help. He's just fucking he's complete like.
He is an actual predator.
I think it is the danger with, obviously, because let's face it, I'd say probably from around our age down, TV isn't the big thing. It's always been online entertainment, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch,
internet personalities.
And when you're on those kinds of platforms where, unlike TV, you can't leave a comment on a TV show, but you can in someone's Twitter, you can in their Twitch channel and stuff like that. It gives you a bit more access to them, which sadly these arseholes take advantage of. I mean, just look at the Rooster Teeth scandal with Hayward.
God, that was awful.
Same with Yogscast. I've got a poster signed by Shin.
God!
I've still got it.
I don't know this one about Yogscast. What's that one all about?
So Shin got called out once. And he basically said, "Oh, I've not been doing it anymore. Like, I apologise." And they did it again. And then there was. The thing is, with Shin, I don't think it was underage. It was just taking advantage of people. But I think there's like a certain part of me is like, obviously I don't know the full story, so I'm not going to say what he did was good or bad.
Yeah.
I'm not ruling in on it. It's not for me to rule in on. But it's like when people are going out their way to talk to thing, it's like yeah, like if somebody's flirting with you, like, and like I think
the
I saw
blame
like,
isn't 100% on that one person. It's almost it gets 50-50 at that point. In my
yeah,
opinion.
it's like the other person was flirting with them in the first place. I'm a bit like, yeah, he's in a like
You
a position of
baited them,
power, but
basically.
that other person, she or he, who depend on who goes to, because it could be a female personality.
Yeah.
Like if you're flirting with them and they flirt back, don't fucking get butt hurt.
It's at that point it's no longer an abuse of power. It's an accomplice of interest. That's the way it is.
But,
yeah,
like I say, I don't know. So I'm not gonna. But I'm just saying, if people do go out there and they do that and then try and blame them, like, you're fucked in the head, man. You've gone out and tried to do that. Like if anybody flirts with anybody, and then like the other person gets fucked off, it's like, look, don't. It's like just don't fucking carry it on. But there was what's the other lad's name? There was another bloke who was like they pulled him for like he was underage girls, forced them to send him nudes and stuff from the Ogscast. I can't remember his name. I never watched it.
I've never been big into the Ogscast. I think I watched it a bit when they did. I think it was Tech It. That's the only reason I know the name Shin, because he had the Mud Factory or whatever it was. So I was never really big into them to understand any of the names really. So
let me find his name. Mm-hmm. Where is he? It was only like last year or the year before.
Yeah.
This guy, like I never watched him because
Meredith.
No, Terpster did it.
Yeah, I think that's the name Danny just gave me.
But Terps wasn't that bad. The one who was the worst, Calf. Nah, that man. As soon as I saw him,
you might cut when you said his name.
Oh, his name's Calf. Calfcast. As soon as I started watching one of his videos, I was like, "This guy's a fucking incel nonce." He just did not give off good vibes. I just like, yeah, bro, this guy, bro, yeah, no way, I won't go near him with a fucking barge.
It's weird because, what did he do? It's strange because sometimes you'll watch people, and I mean, for me, the only real ones I properly know about and actually watched were probably Adam Kovic and Ryan Hayward.
Because I used to watch that. I used to watch a lot of Rooster Teeth.
I was a big. For me, it was always Inside Gaming. I was watching Inside Gaming and Adam Kovic since like Inside Halo. I didn't even play Halo. I just liked the show. It seems to me, from what I've seen of his was just he is a bit of a sex pest, and he was doing stuff in the office which you shouldn't be doing. That's a breach of your office contract. He, from what I've read, filmed his wife without her consent, which is wrong. And he apparently got catfished as well. He wasn't like a predator. He was just a pest, if you know what I mean, a sex pest. Whereas Haywood was a predator. Haywood, from every, obviously, we don't know the law proceedings of everything, so we can't say this is him. But from all the allegations against him, he was a predator on those allegations, and it's completely changed the dynamic. Now, when I go and think back to anything I've watched with him in it,
yes, so many things are so much more sinister now when you look back on it.
Yeah.
Because they always used to be like, oh, he's a bit messed up. Like on the Minecraft Let's Plays, he always used to like lock an animal up and stuff like that. And it was kind of just like, oh yeah, he's a bit mad, he's a bit weird. Whereas now it's like, holy fuck, this guy was like, this is all should have been red flags.
Yeah, well, they called him the Mad King Ryan, didn't they? And it's like,
There's also been that thing with the streamers recently. What's his name? Call Me Carlson. Call Me Carlson, is it? Yeah, he's like,
I know the name.
He's like, I think he's the same age as me, and there's somebody's pulling up like a load of shit from when he was 19. He was 19, this girl was 17, and they were talking. God knows what happened. They was talking. I mean, he's 19 and she's 17, and then
that's really not that bad.
Then apparently his friends went and told fucking what's his name? drama alert.
Oh, fucking Keemstar.
Keemstar, because they thought it was the way. Because they thought that was the way to deal with it. I was like, "You taking the
Didn't
piss?"
Keemstar end up like doxing him as well? As a result,
I think-
Keemstar doxes everybody. Nonce. He's a nonce.
Yeah, he's
a
an
lot of people
asshole.
from what I've read. See, I think
is
the thing is, like,
wrong.
when you're doing shit like that, when you're going back to someone's past, it was the same with, like, the James Gunn scenario, how he got kicked out of Guardians of the Galaxy for stuff that he'd said fucking years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Why, unless someone's actually, like, broken the law, done something wrong, like people like, say, Jimmy Savile, where it was, like, 20 years before it was actually found out, kind of thing. Unless
He was literally touching kids.
Yeah, unless it's something where they've broken the law, why are you pulling people up on mistakes they've made 8,
It's
9,
like, what's
10
his name
years
as well?
ago? At the end of the day, I'm a completely different person from who I am, from who I was a year ago. Let alone 10 years ago. My essence is still the same. Like, my person is still the same, but my outlook
My
on life is
DNA.
completely different. The way I hold myself is completely different, and things I would have said 8 years ago, I would never think of saying now. So why are we pulling that up on people? It doesn't
Johnny
make
Depp.
sense to me.
He didn't even do anything wrong.
Johnny Depp didn't do anything wrong, and he's
Didn't
the
do
one that's
anything
lost
wrong.
the fucking work.
And his wife still got a job.
Mm.
So if you go to watch Aquaman 2, you're a fucking idiot. Don't. It does not deserve any press or coverage at all. Nobody should watch Aquaman 2.
See,
Nobody should put money into that film
It's really
at all.
It's really fucking annoying because I watched the first Aquaman for Jason Momoa because I think he's great.
He is great.
And I wanted to watch Aquaman 2 again for Jason Momoa. But with everything that happened with Johnny Depp and that, I can't remember her name. What's her name? Sorry,
Amber Heard.
Amber Heard. I refuse to pay money to go watch Aquaman 2. I just outright.
She shouldn't have a job. She
shouldn't.
should not have a job. It is absolute and clear, very clear sexism towards a man in this situation. The only reason he has lost his job is because he is male. He has been part of this situation. She is female. She has done just as much. There is just as much evidence of stuff she has done to him. Why is she not getting properly prosecuted and properly dealt with?
Everything I read.
Warner Brothers can fuck off. I'm not
thing
going
is-
to watch the new Harry Potter film either, because that's going to be shit. They've just changed the character halfway through.
Well, the thing is, with everything I read about the Johnny Depp situation, everything I read, Johnny Depp did nothing. He just tried to protect himself.
Literally. Well, the thing is, though, because he tried to protect himself, that he was abusing.
Didn't it come out with the whole Amber Heard thing that like she was abusing him?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Or
She-
nearly 100%
she
she
was-
was abusing him.
There's crazy stuff that happened to me. I don't know 100% all the details. I don't really follow that stuff as much as you probably could. But from what I remember reading this, she would throw stuff at him. Apparently she threw knives at him.
She cut his finger.
She cut his
Cut his
finger.
finger
She put out a cigarette on him.
She shat in his bed. Or pissed.
Yeah,
whatever.
she just horrible things, basically. And he's the one that's paying the price for it now, and it's just...
Good.
the thing that's ridiculous is, like, obviously everyone likes to pull this bullshit of male privilege. Now, fair enough, men do have privilege in certain areas,
Sure, yeah, 100%.
but women also have privilege in certain areas, and it just so
Yes.
happens to be that the criminal justice system in the Western world, women's privilege is a massive thing. You have a man and a woman do the exact same crime in the exact same scenario. The woman will get off with, on average, from what I remember reading, 50% less time or 50% less for the crime. Because I think there was one where it was a person who'd done it was criminal damage or something, from what I remember reading, because they got fired from their job or something, and they felt like they shouldn't have been, so they did some criminal damage at the job. The woman just got a hefty fine. The guy went to jail for 1.5 years.
Yeah. Well, another one would be oh fuck! I literally just had it in my head and it just totally slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. Carry on.
It's the patriarchy.
It is. I blame the patriarchy.
The patriarchy.
The thing is, like,
people are idiots. So many idiots in this world.
Another thing that's awful: false rape allegations.
That youth from the university.
I know. I
worked with a guy who had that happen to him back in security.
It happened to one of my family members. I won't specify who. It's not a brother or anything like that. But yeah. And funnily enough, this girl wants to be a police officer.
Great.
Slept with this person. Decided.
Rescinding consent after the fact.
I don't even think it was that. It was. She was the type of person who would go get the morning after pill rather than just using protection or, even just fucking pulling out.
Planning ahead.
So when they said, why are you doing this? Naturally, she said, I was raped. And then it resulted in this person being, like, watched by the police for years, got absolutely fucked, lost his job. All because,
of an allegation.
And she got off scot-free. And I was like, I'm sorry. A false rape allegation should carry the same weight as
actual rape,
actually, because I think that is a very dangerous thing to do.
With the amount of stuff that I've seen, some of the like real crazy like feminazis say about rape. When you do a false rape allegation, you're raping that person's life because you are taking everything away from them.
Their life.
Because the guy I used to work with, I think I've spoke about it before on the podcast, so I won't go in detail. He was a security guard. He had the false rape allegation on him, even though he fucking saved this girl's life pretty much, or at least stopped her from damage because of the way she was passed out in a toilet. Yet he got this false rape allegation on him. His from what I remember, I haven't spoken to him since the cause. I just heard it offhand from someone else. His family near enough disowned him. He lost his job. He lost his security license. He got dragged through the mud, through the papers, and he can't even go back into security now because he won't be able to get a license, even though it was proven in court that it was false.
And that's disgusting.
Why are we doing all this stuff?
Allowing it to happen?
Yeah, well, it's not even just that. Like, I always got told, innocent until proven guilty. So why are people losing their jobs before it's been done?
It's guilty until proven innocent in a rape allegation.
It's not
It's like that youth. There was that youth in. There was literal text messages from this fucking, what I would only describe as slag, because she deserves no other way of talking about her, was asking him for sex constantly, and he's going, no,
I don't want
to have sex yet. And then she accuses him of rape. The police were quite possibly completely fucking just indisputably fucking brain dead in this situation, and failed to bring up this very key, very obvious fucking evidence where she's saying, oh yes, please have sex. She's literally asking for
Please
it.
Put your hot dog in my hand wallet.
It's literally in a fucking text message, man. It's like, duh? What fucking more do you want to say? And they're like, oh, but this kid's still raped. So this kid's university life went down the drain. All his job offers went down the drain. Everything. Hopefully, and I pray to God, people saw that she was in the... People are hiring this lad because he fucking deserves it. But if you are the type of person who agrees with this and thinks it's okay, go fuck yourself.
You are broken.
You are the problem.
There you go.
Honestly, because you were saying, it's guilty until proven innocent. It's not even that. It's guilty until proven innocent, and then you're still guilty.
Yeah, because
basically. That's
the news and the people talking about it more when they think you did it, whereas as soon as it's proven that you've not, you don't get the same kind of stories
they don't report
about you when you're not. So all people remember is they said you did this. It's like, no, that was proven wrong and she was a liar, kind of thing. But you don't get that same kind of coverage, and that's what ruins people.
If you lie about rape, if you lie about any type of allegation against anybody for any abuse, beating, whatever you want, I hope you fucking burn in the fiery pits of hell for eternity because it's fucking disgusting. It is fucking so detrimental to somebody's life. And the thing is, this is happening to men more than women. Yes, because
100%.
we will always be put as that. Do you know what else happens to men more than women? Suicide. But nobody ever wants to talk about that one, do they? No one ever wants to bring that fucker up.
No, that's just our male privilege.
That male privilege.
It's our male privilege to check out into the forever box whenever we want.
It's like, you know what fucking gets me is that fucking wage gap one from the BBC, and they were pulled like the fucking news. They were like, oh, so this person and this person were getting paid this. And it was like Chris Evans. He does obviously his weekday radio show at the time every morning at like 6 till like 8. He was also in Top Gear, I think, and he was a good personality and he was a good radio presenter. So he's getting paid mega money, which is like fair enough. He's getting paid that extra because what he's fucking doing some dead fucking shift in the morning at 6 in the morning doing a radio show.
Yeah,
doing Top Gear.
He's probably up at like 4:30 in the morning to get to that.
And he's genuinely a good radio presenter, which a lot of BBC Radio 2's radio presenters now are not, because they have... I'll get into that after. But they compared him to somebody... it was one of the female presenters of the dancing, Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
I think it was... Right. She did like a radio show every week. One every Sunday or so. In the evening, which probably was not listened to at all by anybody because it was shit. And then she presented Strictly like
once
6. Yeah, well, it's that, and they said that's only for like 8 weeks. And let's be honest, Top Gear has always been, well, probably isn't the biggest money puller at the moment, but it was
once.
It was
the biggest money puller.
It was one of the biggest British shows.
Oh, it literally that pulled in the most money to the BBC from a show, like when they would with obviously Jeremy Clarkson and stuff. And they compared her to Chris Evans, and they were like, it's just despicable that they're both doing the same job and getting paid. She's getting paid less. I'm like, no, but they're not. Number one, Chris Evans is a highly entertaining like person to listen to on the radio. I didn't enjoy it the most.
You don't even have to put it down to what they are or who they are, or what they portray themselves as. You just have to put it down to what physically they are doing. He is doing a morning radio show where the show starts at 6. I promise you now, he'll have to be in that studio for probably about 5 o'clock in the morning to do checks, to sound checks, make sure everything's running, make sure everything's ready, plan the stuff, speak with the producers and all that kind of stuff. And he'll stay an extra hour afterwards to get things ready for the next day. So he'll be there from 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. And he
probably had meat gear as well.
Yeah,
and everything else.
Yeah, he'll do that every day of the week, pretty much. Apart from, I think he had the weekends off, was it? So that's just the radio side, and she just did the weekends. So that's putting his
inequality.
She's not getting paid enough, man.
His like 5 days to her 2 days or 1 day, and then you've got Top Gear to Strictly. Fair enough, Strictly is a big show, but Strictly is just in the UK. And Strictly is just, for them, the studio work that they do for it. Whereas his Top Gear stuff was literally globe-trotting.
What's it called? It's like, the thing is though now, is that like the thing is once that happened, they basically they did big changes to all like the male radio presenters. Like Simon Mayo's drive time was fucking quality, because they'd have the confessions where people would write in, they'd do these confessions, and he'd have I can't remember the woman's name. He had this woman and 2 other blokes, and they'd just sit there and talk about these confessions and basically judge like how bad the confession was, because it was just people coming up with shit they'd done, and it was really funny. And like he had this show was tight. It was, everyone was listening to it on drive time. If you were driving home, you'd be listening to it.
Yeah.
If you were a listener of BBC Radio 2. Oh yeah, no. They changed that. He had to have they brought in another woman or something as this thing. I can't remember exactly. And the dynamic was shit. It was fucking awful.
And then basically forced dynamic, isn't it?
Oh yeah. It's like trying to tick boxes. Okay, you need to be female. Okay, we've got a female. Okay, we've got a disabled person. Yeah, we've got a disabled person working for us. Yeah, it's just like they're ticking boxes to look like they're doing the fucking equality bullshit. It's like, stop.
Forced equality is not as good as equal opportunity.
Actual equality.
Equal opportunity rather than equal what you get at the end.
Well, forced equality isn't equality. Forced equality is, oh no, you can't have white people.
Well, they tried it in Sweden. It
didn't work.
Because they've still got like 70% female nurses. Like, we can't have that. And it's like, duh, because more women want to be nurses.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
You want to be a nurse.
In the same way that we don't see many women on a building site because women don't want to do that. It's just like, and that's fine. That's allowed.
This is the thing, though. So they've done this, and they basically fucking ruined the contracts for all these blokes in the radio. But then they all left because, like, Virgin and Sky Radio just offered them better ones. Yeah. The BBC is a fucking joke. I shit you not. The BBC is barely producing a quality program, like, through the years. Like, what? Do you remember when you used to watch stuff and you'd watch like there'd be like banger after banger after banger on BBC?
No,
don't fucking happen now. It don't fucking happen now.
It never did. No,
there used to be like decent show after decent show. There'd be a few shitty ones, yeah. Doctor Who used to be, but
Doctor Who, yeah,
or Doctor Who was good, but again,
they did have some good shows actually. Yeah, now I think there's Bluestone 4-2, that was good. And that was like a kind of military comedy.
Top Gear,
yeah,
fucking thingy. Strictly's good for people who like Strictly, but there was good shows.
I've actually always had a penchant for Strictly. I don't watch it like mad, but I was watching like the highlights of the most recent season mainly because Bill Bailey was in it, and Bill Bailey was in it.
He fucking won,
and I was like so happy when Bill Bailey won because me and Becky's met Bill Bailey. We went to watch him in Derby once, and we waited afterwards to meet him. And he was just such a kind, like down-to-earth guy. And there was one bit in his show where I can't remember the joke, but he talked about this owl, and then he put this owl on screen. And I've got an owl tattoo that looked exactly the same as this owl that was on screen. So I've got a picture of me with Bill Bailey with him like looking at my owl kind of thing.
Yeah, I like. So yeah, there used to be good TV shows. Doctor Who used to be very good.
Used to be, yeah.
And then we decided that we have to have a female Doctor Who. We have to.
Well, that doesn't bother me personally. Like,
no, it doesn't bother me. But it's just the force. It's the forcing of it. It's like
they didn't think of a good way to do it.
Traditionally, it's been a bloke.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Okay, just leave it as a bloke, because all the bloke actors we've had have been really good.
And another prime example that's gone that way is the new Bond film.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, I haven't seen it either, but they've decided that 007 needs to be a black woman. Don't get me wrong. Like, again, James Bond is a womanizing man, playboy. It's escapism.
He's literally written as a white man, and I'm sorry, like, don't get me wrong.
I don't even mind him being white or black, but a black woman.
Just fucking write your own stories. You don't have to start changing everything that somebody else has already written. Doctor Who was perfect. Then they were just like, it's like he was going into space, and it was really emphasis on just kind of getting out there and doing space shit. Now, like the past seasons, like from what I've heard, they were like, oh, they barely went to space. They just went back in time, and it was all about like how slavery's bad. It's like, yeah, we get taught that at school, dickhead. You don't need to show us a fucking Doctor Who. I want to see this bad boy flying his TARDIS and kicking some fucking Dalek ass. I don't need to see some fucking toff fucking beating a slave. Nobody asked for that. So the viewings went from like 60 million or something stupid, like worldwide, because Doctor Who was worldwide.
It was huge.
It fucking dropped massively. They lost tens of millions of viewers.
Me and Danny used to be
ridiculous.
Massive Doctor Who fans. Like, we
Loved it. I used to love
when
it.
we first got together, like, one of the things we kind of bonded on initially is when Danny first came over before we were together, we watched Doctor Who. Like, that was a really big thing for us. Can't remember the last time I watched Doctor Who now. Like, I don't even remember it with fondness.
I know the exact last episode I watched of Doctor Who. And
Which one was that?
It was the second episode with, I think her name was Martha. It was
David Tennant.
David Tennant.
Dave Tennant. It was Catherine for a long time.
You had Catherine Tate, was it her name?
Catherine Tate was
she was fucking great in it.
And then it went on to the next
Matt Smith.
No, not the next Doctor,
no.
The next companion.
Yeah. You watched the Catherine Tate. There was the Catherine Tate Christmas episode. Then it was Martha, and then after that, Catherine Tate came back.
Yeah,
she did a whole series.
I didn't get that far. I got into the second episode of Martha and stopped watching because I just didn't like her character. I didn't think she was a good actor.
She was okay. She was okay.
They developed her pretty well, to be fair. Like, it got better, but I think I dropped
the master part of the series was bang at the end of that one. Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think Matt Smith actually had some of the best writers as well. Like, a lot of the best episodes I can remember were with Matt Smith. Peter Capaldi, I think, was really hard done by because he played a great part, but all of his episodes were shit.
He was working with shit. He was working with shit writers.
The writers were shit.
Yeah.
But he was a really good. He played the part great, but his episodes were shit.
Yeah. It's just like what happened with Star Wars. And when we were talking about Star Wars, the problem is it's just everybody's like, we've got to relate to things that are happening in these times. It's like, no. Nobody's asking for that.
It's literally the beginning lines of every Star Wars movie. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. We don't need to imprint modern day issues onto Star Wars. We don't.
The thing that's getting me with all this is this constant rewriting of material that's already been written. Like the whole James Bond thing. James Bond was literally written specifically in this one manner.
Yeah,
you don't need to change it. If you want
Ghostbusters
to have a female spy film,
make one
spy film.
Yeah, make a good one.
Like it's just so like honestly the creativity in the world at the moment has fucking dropped so hard because there's just so many people who are like, well, why can't we be this? It's like, you can write your own story.
Yeah, just go and do it.
Yeah.
There's YouTube. Make your own spy film. Put it on YouTube. Do this shit. Like, everyone's to do this shit. It's so much more open to people, yet people are so fit.
The thing I always find is, like, I was watching some guy complaining about Batwoman, the series. And just how bad it was. And he said this amazing thing where he literally went, now for all of you out there who are saying, oh, you just don't like it because it's a strong female lead, he literally turned the camera and went, I'll show you why that's bullshit. Come to me, to my collection. Turns around, looks down, just behind that box. Oh, look, that's the Buffy the Vampire Collector's Edition that I spent over $100 on because Buffy the Vampire is a fucking amazing show. Don't tell me I don't like strong female leads. She's an 85-pound white girl kicking the shit out of people.
That's what pisses me off, I think, is just where it's just like, oh yeah, well, you don't like women. It's like, no, just stop taking these really solidly established things and going, right, we need to completely change this now because it needs to be... It's like, yeah, as Ryan was saying, just make your own. I have nothing against a strong female character. There's so many good films and shows out there with really good, strong female leads.
God. Strong female. God damn, I love that shit. That makes me get so damn hot.
What is that tall glass of water?
I love that. And it's like, but they're like, no, we must just
get rid of the men.
People just need creativity. It's like, sure, the problem is we're just mass producing creatives nowadays. It's like the college next to us at work. Oh,
The art
Yeah,
college.
that's all that comes out of it.
it's like they're about as individual as a fucking packet of crisps. They're all the same fucking flavour, man. Ready,
They're the
salted.
same person.
Look at me. I've got my really like fucking obnoxious white trainers with really high heels. Yes, just like every other fucker here. You fucking shithead. I'm going to become a world famous fashion designer. And what are you going to do? Make some fashion like they pull out on those fucking fashion shows nowadays. Nobody wants that.
That reminds me.
Going-
Did you ever see? I think it might have been Vice, possibly. And it was kind of back when Vice made some better stuff, where one of them basically became a fashion designer overnight. They basically just went to like all these fashion shows and like made up this bullshit thing. Put on the most ridiculous, like carrier bags and stuff like that, like made outfits out of just the most bullshit stuff they could find, and people were just eating it up.
Yeah,
and it's just like it's a prime example of how that whole kind of thing is just bollocks. It's all just pretense and image and nothing else.
It's the thing with like the art industry, like the fine art industry. I've been watching a lot of Adam Ruins Everything again recently, and he does one about the fine art thing, and everyone thinks they're going to become like this new fandangled like Banksy or whatever, but the thing is, Banksy does what he does because he understands the fine art industry is a sham, because all it is collectors, owners, and exhibitors just passing money around each other. That's all it is. It's just them passing money around each other.
Circle jerk.
Explaining who they think should be the big one. That's it. There is no new person coming into it.
And the thing is Banksy's not this guy who's like guaranteed. Banksy didn't sit there and go, I'm going to become a world famous artist. Banksy just started making his art because he wanted to put across his like, this is what's happening.
Protest.
Yeah. It definitely was, because it's vandalism. In the only reason his stuff gets saved is because it's Banks.
Yeah,
it's like it's considered vandalism, and it's this crazy thing where people are like they're just trying to become something that's already there as well. Like this is the problem with the art movement a lot of ways now, is we're trying to teach art. We should be teaching art in the way we're teaching it, because they're like, copy this person several times. No, you should give a kid a pen and go, draw what you want to draw.
Go mad.
Do what you want to do. Make your own art, but you can't
go
do
mad
that.
And tell me what you did.
And it was fucking shit.
The only thing with art, not just art, but all creatives like music, drama, writing, art. You can teach creativity to an extent. You can teach ideas, you can teach techniques, you can teach flair, you can teach in music, you can teach musicality and cadences and all. You can teach all these different bits. You can teach them all of that. That isn't going to make them an artist. That isn't going to make them a musician. It's the person themselves throwing them into it and having the experience that's going to make them that. The only reason I wrote the music I wrote and did the music I did when I was in university and stuff was because I just took those building blocks and did what I wanted with those building blocks. But if you haven't got the drive to take the building blocks taught to you, then you're not going to do anything. But it seems like sometimes they're not just giving them the building blocks, they're also telling them how to use the building blocks. And that's when you're stifling the creativity.
You pigeonhole it, basically.
Yeah, because you're going, oh, you should do it in this way. It's like, well, no, because it's like my sister's photography course she's doing for university. They're not actually she's not learning any technique, because she's constantly asking about stuff from me. And I've never done a course for photography. I think
there's certainly some rules you can follow with photography, like basic things like the rule of thirds and stuff like that, if you're not sure how to compose an image. But again, it's also very subjective. Like, does it look good? Yes, great. That's it. That's all.
It's the easiest way I've always seen it with art is if you, whether it's art, painting, whether it's photos, whether it's music, whether it's poetry, whether it's writing, whether it's drama, dance, whatever. If you did it in a specific way, and you know why you did it in the specific way, it is correct.
Yeah.
That's it. Because you are the creator. You're the only one that can say whether it's right or wrong. If I wrote a song and I did a note that sounds wrong, but I put it there because I say for instance, I used the wrong note because at that point in the song, in the story of the song that I've got, the guy's feeling pain. So I wanted a wrong note to make the listener feel pain. Then that wrong note is correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem is as well, it's like my sister, they're just writing about the photos they've taken. They're like, so they've got to explain their photo. No, I'm like, you shouldn't be forcing a child or a university student or a student or anybody who is doing something creative. You shouldn't force them to explain that to you. Because if I start putting up all my pictures onto the internet and selling them,
it's different.
I wouldn't expect everyone to ask me, why did you take this photo? And then for me to have to explain to them, because I'm not going to fucking do that. It's like Banksy.
No, but the thing is, that's where it's different, though. It's a course, but not even that. Banksy does get asked about his pieces, and I promise you now, even if he doesn't answer, he will know exactly why he did exactly what he did on every single one of his images, and he'd be able to, if needed to, write down about those pieces.
I don't think you should. I think this is the problem.
In the real world, you don't have to. But when you're doing a course, when you're doing a learning experience, if I wrote this piece of music and gave it to my course leader, they can only take it by face value of what they understand. That is why you have to write a paper on why you did the creative flair you did, because they have to understand the piece from why you did it.
I guess you could say context is needed.
Indeed.
And on that bombshell, it's
time to end.
Just before we finish, I'd just like to say, I think that really, why should you have to let someone judge your art? If you do your art and enjoy it, do it. Yeah. I think what I want to say to people is, if you really want to learn technique and learn how to do stuff, don't do a course in something. Just fucking don't.
Not in something that you need to feel like art.
Yeah.
No.
Don't do a course in university, because you'll be paying $8-9 grand or however much they charge.
If only it was that little.
And most of the time,
is going to be 12.
It's like most of the time they won't actually teach you the techniques. Just fucking Google it, please. Google is everyone's friend. Just fucking Google. Please use Google.
Well, with that, we are going to finish up for the day. So, like we did last week, we'll do a few shout-outs. So, I'll be back onto Twitch Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, doing the streams. Getting a lot of people involved at the minute, which is always nice in the chat, so that's always good. And you can always follow me on Twitter at IKTOasis. Ryan, if you've got anything you want to plug?
Instagram, Corrupt Aesthetic. I believe my Twitter is the same. I didn't change it last week because I don't tag or the @corruptphoto.
Cool. And Ollie, do you have anything you want to plug, like your Instagram?
Just come follow my shitpost Instagram at Captain Crack's Shooting Shack, where I post something sometimes.
Stuff.
Basically, I basically straddle. Yeah, mostly just straddle the line of seeing what I can post without getting banned from Instagram, because they really don't like anything firearm related. So
no, they don't.
I'm managing so far.
If you do want to send questions, shitposts, or memes directly to the podcast, that'll be at ContextNeeded1 on Twitter. There's usually a very long-winded explanation of how you can formally get in contact with us, but I'm not doing that today because my tongue really fucking hurts. So just email us at contextneededuk@gmail.com, and we'll give you the instructions there instead.
Typewriter, cigarette smoke.
Or climb onto your rooftop and shout it very loudly, and we might hear it.
Maybe.
I mean, we might. We might. I'm not promising
Or
anything.
go into a Daisy server with a megaphone and just shout it there. We may hear you.
To engage with us first, you have to shout, "Can I get a hurry?"
And if you hear the same thing in the distance, head towards it and you'll find Ryan.
You may hear a lot of gunshots in between. Don't worry, that's probably me wasting ammo.
Yeah.
We went back on the server and the base is still intact.
That doesn't surprise me.
Right, well, from me, I've been Kyle. We've had Ryan and Ollie as usual.
Bye, y'all.
We will see you all again, same time next week. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
See you.
Yeah.